Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Interactive Tank Build. I just wanted to give you some updates. Nothing really much has changed, although I just took out all of the spreading seaweed that's been going on all over the tank and stuff. The tank is starting to look a bit, I don't know, empty now, if you want to call it that, but the coralline algae is spreading really well. The calcium levels, magnesium levels, everything is just excellent. It's actually been easier for me to maintain the levels in this tank than it is in my main tank. Partly because there are barely any corals in here, but I don't know why, but it's pretty easy on this tank. Everything is pretty stable. I've been doing water changes once a week, about 5 gallons or so a week. So we're talking about maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10%, actually close to 10% of the total water volume. Everything else is looking good. I decided to keep some of the macroalgae right there in the corner, just because I still think that this tank is still too new to take care of the extra nitrates on its own. I still don't believe that it can handle the nitrates by not having any extra macroalgae that does absorb all of that stuff. That's the only reason I'm keeping them. And another reason I could tell that the nitrates are still like being produced in this tank is because the macroalgae is growing pretty quick. The zinnias that I've placed in here are doing just excellent. They came back to life compared to when they were in my main tank. I'm going to show you a close-up right here. They're pulsating really nice. They're looking really beautiful. The colors in here, I don't know what it was in the other tank. I think it's just personally because that other tank was way too clean for this. It's always at 0 nitrates, always 0 phosphates, 0 silicates. That tank is just has pristine water, and that's partly due to the cause that I've been using the biopellets and other methods of filtration along with water changes on a daily basis. But since this tank is a bit newer, I think the nitrates in here might be a bit floating above 0, so that's why the zinnias are doing really well. I'm going to show you guys the other piece of zinnia that I have in here. And it's doing really well as well. The stalk is pretty tall and they're pulsating really nice compared to where they were in my main tank, where they were just shrinking and nothing really happening. The anemone is doing great as well, and the black clownfish is still liking it, as you can see, and I think it's getting its pink color in now more than the green that it used to be. And I think it's because it liked its spot and it's actually getting the light more than it used to before, and it's getting its color back. That's a good thing, I guess. All the other fish are doing great. As you can see, the black and white clownfish is right there doing great, and there's my extreme mist bar clown and a firefish, a few chromies. They're all in here, as you can see. Nothing has happened really, just a stable environment that they have. Haven't really been catching any worms at all either, which is a good thing. The only tiny ones that get in and out of the trap, which I kept because it keeps the sand bed going and life in there. The only ones I wanted to catch was the bigger ones because, I don't know, I just personally don't like them. I know they're beneficial for the sand bed and they do good and they eat the detritus and all the extra waste in the tank, but I believe that this tank has enough of the smaller ones that I really don't need to keep the bigger ones, which I really hate to look at. They're ugly. But that's about it. Everything in this tank is looking pretty nice. I don't know if you guys want me to keep this rock down here or find it another location. But I'm hoping that the zinnia is going to spread all over it soon. But yeah, this tank is doing just great. Sorry, the front glass isn't that clean. I haven't really had the chance to clean it yet. I just did it from the outside. It just needs to be cleaned on the inside. And the coralline algae on the back glass is spreading like crazy. I'm thinking about keeping it like that because I want it to cover the back, and maybe it'll blend in with the rocks so you can't really tell that there's a background or anything like that. I don't know if you guys prefer that, but it is really hard to clean off of the back since the rocks and everything are there, and the pump and the equipment and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the only reason I've been keeping it, partly because I kind of do like the look of it and it's hard to clean. I have not put the 1050 pump in here yet. It's still running on the 550. Do you think I should try out the 1050 or just keep this one in here for now, since everything's doing great? Just the little patches of red slime like right here, and another patch on the other corner right there. I'm guessing that's maybe partly due because of poor circulation, but it could be something else, maybe high nutrients or something in the water. But yeah, that's what I'm facing right now. So if you guys have any suggestions or anything like that, please let me know. And yeah, everything's doing pretty great. The lighting system is doing excellent for this tank. It's a 4-bulb T5 fixture right there. And just a recap on the equipment, I'm using a Hang-On protein skimmer. It's the Red Sea Prism, and a Hang-On power filter, which has 2 filter cartridges in it. I mainly use that just to take out the heavy particles and to have carbon running through it. And that's all what the system is running on, just a small protein skimmer, a Hang-On back power filter, a power head, a heater, and live rock, live sand, basically. Nothing too fancy, keeping it simple and just showing you guys that a saltwater tank could be really successful without having all the crazy stuff like I have on my main tank. If you want to keep it on the cheap, this is the way to do it. And here's the proof. And the coralline algae is growing like crazy, everything like that. So once again, if you have any comments, please leave it below. Please thumbs up if you really like my stuff. Thumbs up. I noticed a lot of you are entering into my contests and giveaways and stuff like that, but I barely get maybe a third of the people that enter in thumbs up. I don't see the reason why, but it just doesn't take long or much effort for you to press on that thumbs up button if you like this video. Anyways, I will catch you guys later, and I hope to see you guys soon.